Good morning to all of you and namaskarams. A very warm welcome to this wonderful session of our Sangeeta Lakshana Lakshya series. So today we are very happy to present Kalaimamani Dr. Sundar, whom we all know as the person behind this music forum itself. So this Sangeeta Lakshana Lakshya series we have been doing for the last 2-3 years or even 4 years. And he is very, very actively involved in doing this such activities for for archiving a lot of material on music. It should be available for the next generation. So he has been very keenly working for it. So we all also know him as a doctor in the rare field of physical medicine. A lot of you may be aware of this, that he is a doctor, a very busy doctor also. He is an MD in the field of physical medicine and rehabilitation. And we also know that he is an accomplished musician, disciple of Sangeeta Kalanidhi Sri D.K. Jayaraman sir. But apart from all this, he is a person who wears several hats. In a day we can see him as a doctor in the morning, early morning as a teacher, taking music classes. From 9 onwards, he is in the clinic busy attending on patients. Evening, he goes to several companies as an ergonomic consultant. Then he has conferences to attend. So like that. So he is a person who wears several hats. And amidst all this, he is very, very busy as a social service person. He runs his own trust called Freedom Trust. Under that banner, he does a lot of activities for the physically challenged. So far he has done, he has touched the hearts of over 17,000 physically challenged persons by giving them mobility aids. And he also teaches visually impaired children in music. So that is, everywhere he touches hearts of so many people in the society, for which he has also been honored both by the central and the state governments with the Best Doctor Award in the field of medicine and the Kalaimamani in the field of music also, as a research scholar. And he has presented several papers both in the field of medicine and music. And he has done a lot of TV shows, but importantly, as an archival material, 2 shows we did. One is for the Shankara TV, Maitrim Bhajata, where we almost covered the entire lot of composers in detail. We crossed more than 100 episodes, and recently now another TV serial, Pannisai Vittagargal, which is still even being screened in Makkal TV. That was a marathon work that he did. It's a beautiful journey that we had, the entire journey of Tamil music from Kurundogai, Kalitogai, Silapadigaram and up to the contemporary musicians, which is being very well received by the music loving public. And more than all this, our family is indebted to him, and my children's music, we owe it entirely to Dr. Sundar. He is the guru of 2 excellent blossoming musicians, Shruti Sagar and Kirtana. And today he is going to talk about Dikshitar's compositions focusing on kshetrams, and he'll be accompanied by Kumbakonam Swaminathan and the Mridangam. And of course, 2 of his lovely disciples, Shruti Sagar and Kirtana, will be accompanying him. Thank you so much.
Good morning, and thank you for that introduction. She is being very generous because the live wire behind Music Forum we all know is Usha. So she does all the work, I get all the credit. Actually, there was another doctor supposed to speak today, Dr. Sudha Seshayan. But then till last week, I never thought I would be speaking. The volume. I never knew I would be speaking till a few days back. By which time I thought I would share some of my thoughts on Muthuswami Dikshidhar. I have earlier spoken on Muthuswami Dikshidhar as a versatile musician, as a versatile composer, the great genius. Then I have also spoken on Muthuswami Dikshidhar, the traveler. But then as you keep looking into his compositions, there are more and more insights. So, to say that Music Forum benefits the generations to come, or this documentation benefits those of you who have come here, I would rather say that it benefits me first as a musician, because I believe that one must have a 360-degree view of whatever we do. It's not enough to just sing well. I believe that. So these opportunities that are given to me, I try to share my experiences with the song or with the kriti, and with whatever literature is available about it. So here I must give a small disclaimer, is that I am approaching this as a musician. Per se, I sing these songs as taught to me by my venerated guru, and which itself is an enjoyable experience. But what I speak in between, meanwhile, would be sharing some of my, in fact, Solva, sometimes more than the creator. About 10 years, 40 years back, I wrote the Rashtrabhasha Ratna Vardha exam. அதில் எஸ்ஏ கொஸ்டின் வரும் மைத்லி சரண் குப்து பற்றி. அதில் பார்த்தா மைத்லி சரண் குப்து நினைக்காததெல்லாம் நான் எழுதுவேன். ஜெய்சங்கர் பிரசாத் ಛಾಯಾವಾದன்னு சொன்னால் அது பற்றி அவரே நினச்சிருக்காத சமாச்சாரம் எல்லாம், மகாதேவி வர்மா பற்றி எல்லாம் டீட்டெயிலாக. ஸோ சம்படி asked me, யோ மகாதேவி வர்மாவுக்கு தெரியுமா நீ இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் இது இன்டர்பிரட் பண்ணியிருக்கேன்னு. I said, what she has done, she has done. Mahadevi Verma was a Hindi poetess. What she has done, she has done. It is up to me to interpret. So I would say that a lot of this is what I think might have been in the great composer's mind when he composed it. So it is quite common knowledge that he was a traveler. People know of his travel to Kashi with his guru Chidambaranath Yogi. People know of his composing his first song in Tirthadi. All those things are well known. But it is also known that he visited many places. Whether he physically visited all of them, we don't know. But the graphic descriptions of some of the temples that he visited makes us believe that yes, he must have definitely experienced the sanctity of those temples in his kritis. He was also very cosmopolitan in his approach. Though his Ishta Devata was Lord Muruga, whose name he incorporated as his mudra Guru Guha, he composed on all gods, goddesses in the entire pantheon. He was not known to compose just about, that's what I would like to highlight. He did compose about Shiva or Vishnu or Muruga. If he went to Tiruchendur, he would compose on Lord Subramanya there. Or if he was in Tiruvarur, his favorite kshetram, he would compose on Lord Tyagaraja Swami there. That was the speciality of this composer. About his music, nama paadinale theriyum how aesthetic his approach to these ragas. Adana I don't have to talk about it, you just experience it when we sing it. The lyrical aesthetics, prosody, we have had several lectures. Dr. Pappu has spoken on the prasangal, the Antyakshara prasangal, the Dutiyakshara prasangal, Prathamakshara. All those aspects of prosody are there. But when we talk about, today's talk is about the references to the temples, and we will give you some samples. Now when we talk about the references, it would be not just to the temple, but to the deity. Sometimes it would be to the description of the idol. It would be to the description of the temple itself, where it is located, the Sthala Puranangal, some stories associated with the temple, the sometimes the Sthala Vriksha, so special offerings or special pujas, and sometimes the raga or the kshetra mudra that occurs in these songs. Many of these places that he has visited, there's a pantheon of gods and goddesses he has sung on, and the temples where this is not a complete list. There are still more temples where he has composed these songs, and even in each temple, like for example in Tiruvarur, the various Ganapatis, the Shodasha Ganapati Kritis are said to be composed on the Lord Ganesha in Tiruvarur. So each, like Vatapi Ganapatimna Taniya irukku ange. So all the Ganapati temples in Tiruvarur he has composed. So we will move on to the first song, Sri Maha Ganapati Ravatumam. I learned the song way back in 76. It was just a song in Gaulai, wherein when we look at the reference, this Kamalalaya Tathanivaso. Kamalalayam is a tank in Tiruvarur, the temple edirka irukku, and that is the geographic location of the temple. Now this word Suvarna Karshana Vighna Rajau. Suvarna Akarshana could probably mean is golden hued, and Akarshana is very attractive. But then there is a reference to the name of the Pullayar. It's Maturaitha Pullayar. Now Maturaitha abdina, it's somebody who has scraped the surface of gold to see its value. And that brings us to the story of Sundara Swamigal. Not me, somebody else. So Thevara Movarla Sundarar, who was married to Paravai Nachiyar, and like all wives, she was asking him, நீங்கள் இவ்வளோ பாடுறல் சிவனை பற்றி, எனக்கு ஒன்றும் ஆபரணம் கிடைக்கலையே, நத்திங் ஃபார் மீ. ஸோ தங்க மாளிகை போல் நீங்கள் எங்கேயுமே கூட்டிகிட்டு போகலையே, எனக்கு ஒன்றும் இல்லையா அப்படின்னு கேட்டப்போ, ஸோ apparently Sundara Swamigal was in Kivalur when this happened, and Sari, he what could he do? He can only sing in praise of the Lord. So apparently he sang in praise of Lord Shiva there and requested him, Konjo, I need some gold for Paravai Nachiyar. அப்போ வந்து தியாகராஜ சுவாமி சொல்லியிருக்கார், அது தியாகராஜ சுவாமி நான் திருவாரூரில் தான் இருக்கேன், அப்போது நான் இங்கே அந்த கோல்டை இங்கே டெபாசிட் பண்ணுறேன், கூரியர் சர்வீஸில் அங்கே அனுப்பிச்சுட்றேன் அப்படின்னு. யூ லுக் அட் த கார்னர் ஆஃப் த டேங்க் இன் கமலாலயம், அங்கே உனக்கு இந்த கோல்டு கிடச்சிரும். அப்போது சரி ப்ளூ டாட்டில் போட்டு அது இட் கேம் டு தட் டு தட் கமலாலயம் tank, which is here. So ஏன் இவ்வளோ எல்லாம் பேசுகிறேன்னா, this gold was recovered from the temple tank was found to be not so okay. So the goldsmith, the king or the goldsmith said, no, இதெல்லாம் தரம் சரியில்லை, it's not okay. And so then again he can't face Paravai Nachiyar again. கோல்டு தான் கேட்டேன், அது இன்ஃபீரியர் குவாலிட்டியாக இருந்தால் என்ன, ஐ வாண்ட் சம் குவாலிட்டி, ஐஎஸ்ஓ ஸ்டாம்ப் போட்டு முத்திரை போட்டு வரணும், ஐஎஸ்ஐ போட்டு வரணும் அப்படின்னு கேட்டா. ஸோ அப்பரண்ட்லி ஹி டிட் நாட் நோ வாட் டு டூ சுந்தரர். ஸோ அப்போ தேர்ஸ் ஏ முத்தண்ணா ஆச்சாரி அப்படின்னு ஒருத்தர் வந்தாராம். எங்கள் அப்பா சிவாச்சாரி, என் தம்பி முருகாச்சாரின்னு சொல்லி ஒரு முத்தண்ணா ஆச்சாரின்னு ஒருத்தர் வந்தாராம். வந்துட்டு யார் இந்த கோல்டு நல்லா இல்லையா, சரி நான் பார்க்குறேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு he apparently scraped the surface of the gold. And then of course he took them back to the temple and the temple goldsmith said seri nalla quality da அப்படினு சொல்லி it was certified okay. Paravayan Acharya was happy. That is a story. சரி தீக்ஷிதருக்கு இதுக்கு என்ன சம்பந்தம் அப்படின்னா, there is a word called karsha which means to scrape. So to scratch the surface is karsha. So suvarna karshana means somebody who has scraped the surface of gold. So it's not akarshana but suvarna karshana. So that is the beauty of Dikshidhar. He is now again, as I told you, this is how I interpret the way he must have. Gauravarna vasanadharo. Gauravarna is the color of the veshti that he is wearing. That is evident here. Now why did he put Gauravarna vasanadharo? Gaura is the ragam name, Gaulai. So it is also the description of the Lord. It's also the ragamudra. Then of course the description of the God itself. We will now sing this song. Volume. गणपतिरवधुमा श्रीमखा गणपतिरवधुमा श्रीमखा गणपतिरवधुमा श्रीमखा गणपतिरवधुमा श्रीमखा गणपतिरवधुमा श्रीमखा गणपतिरवधुमा सिद्धिविनायको मातङ्गमुख श्रीमखा गणपतिरवधुमा सिद्धिविनायको मातङ्गमुख श्रीमखा गणपतिरवधुमा सिद्धिविनायको मातङ्गमुख श्रीमखा गणपतिरवधुमा सिद्धिविनायको मातङ्गमुख श्रीमखा गणपतिरवधुमा. कामजनकविदीन्द्रसं नूतकामजनकविदीन्द्रसं 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 नूतकमलालय तटनिवासो कामजनकविदीन्द्रसं नूतकमलालय तटनिवासो कोमलधर वल्लभपदकरै कोमलधर वल्लभपदकरै कोमलधर वल्लभपदकरै कोमलधर वल्लभपदकर गुरुवाग्र குருமுகக்ரஜ சிவாத்மஜ கோமளதர பல்லவ பதகர குருமுகக்ரஜ சிவாத்மஜ ஸ்ரீமக கணபதிரவதும் சித்தி விநாயகோ மாதங்கமுக ஸ்ரீமக கணபதிரவதும் சுவர்ணாகர்ஷண விக்னராஜோ பாதாம்புஜோ கௌரவரவசனதரோ சுவர்ணாகர்ஷண விக்னராஜோ பாதாம்புஜோ கௌரவரவசனதரோ பாலச்சந்திரோ நராதி வினுதலம் போதரோ குவலய ஸ்வவிஷாண பாஷாங்குஷமோதக பிரகாசகரோ குவலய ஸ்வவிஷாண பாஷாங்குஷமோதக प्रकाशकरो भव जलधिनावो प्रकाशकरो भव जलधिनावो मूल प्रकृति स्वभाव सुखधरो प्रकाशकरो भव जलधिनावो स्वभाव सुखधरो रविसहस्रसन्निपते गो कविजननुरमोषिक भगो रविसहस्रसन्निपते गो कविजननुरमोषिक भगो अवनत देवदासमोगो अविनाश कैवल्यकेक रविसहस्रसन्निपते गो कविजननुरमोषिक भगो अवनत देवदासमोगो अविनाश कैवल्यकेक मगा गणपतिरवदुं सिद्धि विनायको मातङ्गमुख श्रीमगा गणपतिरवदुं As you travel from Kovilpatti towards Tirunelveli, you pass through an area called Ettayapuram. So as you turn right, towards your left you will see a temple. This temple is Kajugamalai, and it is actually a rock formation. The temple is built in the rock, and it is said that the Ettayapuram Samasthanam, which had about 350 villages, the Ettayapuram Zamindar was one Venkatesh Edappa. He was the Samasthanam of that Ettayapuram and a great patron of the arts. And he also conducted his Muthuswami Dikshitar's brother Baluswami Dikshitar's wedding. And so I was always wondering, the Subramanyana Rakshitoham அப்படிங்கிற பாட்டு, அதில் வெங்கடேஸ்வர நாம ரூபேணா அப்படின்னு இருக்கே, அது என்ன அப்படின்ட்டு Actually, I was told that there is another version, it's Venkateshwara Pujitena, Supujitena. But now, of course, a lot of people are seeing it as Venkateshwara Nama Rupena. So apparently, Dikshidhar visited Ettayapuram for his brother's wedding. In fact, he came back on the insistence of Venkateshwara Ettappa to spend his last days in Ettayapuram. And it was Venkateshwara Ettappa's wish that those days it was very common that a composer would compose in the name of his patron. But Dikshidhar was a man of less worldly desires, so he did not really need all these gifts and presents and all those things that are associated with royal recognition. அதெல்லாம் தேவையில்லை எனக்கு. He was a mantra upasakar, Sri Vidya upasakar. So, but anyway, he needed to stay in Ettayapuram, and so he composed this song as Venkateshwara Supujitena, as an indication that Venkateshwara was Venkateshwara Ettappa. And in this temple, there is also a reference of where it is Kanka Shaila. Kanka Shaila. Shaila is a rock formation. Kazhugu is the Kanka. Kanka is the bird. Kanka Shaila is Kazhugu Malai. Kanka Shaila Viharena Varena Vichitra Vishakha Mahotsavena. So Vishakha is the Vaikasi Vishakathila anga periya utsavam nadakkum. Adukkaga he has mentioned Vichitra Vishakha Mahotsavena. So we'll sing Subramanyana Ragam Shuddha Dhanyasi. Of course, he brings in his Ragam Mudra very often. In this case, it is Shuddha Dhanyana, the last two words of the song. He brings the Raga Mudra also. Sometimes he brings it in the beginning. Sri Varalakshmi, she is the Raga name. Subramanyena Rachidoham Subramanyena Rachidoham Subramanyena Rachidoham Subramanyena Rachidoham Ashtadasalochana Kandena Subramanyena Rachidoham Ashtadasalochana Kandena Subramanyena Rachidoham अष्टादशलोचनगणेन सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितोऽहम् अष्टादशलोचनगणेन सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितोऽहम् अष्टादशलोचनगणेन सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितोऽहम् कङ्कशैल विहारेण वरेण कङ्कशैल विहारेण वरेण कङ्कशैल विहारेण वरेण वल्ली देवसेना रमणेन कङ्कशैल विहारेण वरेण वल्ली देवसेना रमणेन अकारवृदेन देन भोगमोक्ष तरेण नित्येन अकारवृदेन देन भोगमोक्ष तरेण नित्येन वेङ्कटेश्वर नामरूपेण नामरूपेण विचित्र विशाखमहोत्सवेन वेङ्कटेश्वर नामरूपेण विचित्र विशाखमहोत्सवेन सुगरहस्य प्रकाश गुरुभुवेन कृत्तिका सुधशुद्धधन्येन सुब्रह्मण्येन अष्टादशलोचनगणेन सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितोऽहम् இந்த மகோத்சவத்தில் அதை உற்சவங்களை பற்றி அவர் பேசும்போது விசித்திர விசாக மகோத்சவேனான்னு போட்டிருக்காரு. அதே மாதிரி ஸ்ரீ சுப்பிரமணியம் பக்கத்துலேயே திருச்செந்தூரில் தெர் இஸ் திஸ் ஆஃபரிங் இஸ் இன் விபூதி இஸ் ஆஃபர்ட் இன் தி இலையில் தான் விபூதி கொடுப்பா. அதில் ரெஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்குது. पत्र विभूति प्रदान निपुणश्री वासवादि वंदित शुभ चरणो वासवादि वंदित शुभ चरणो पत्र विभूति प्रदान निपुणश्री मां रक्षतु. So this is திருச்செந்தூர். அதே மாதிரி ரெஃபரன்ஸ் இன் ஸ்ரீ வரலக்ஷ்மி श्रावण पौर्णमी पूर्वास्त शुक्रवारे வரலட்சுமி நோன்பு என்னைக்கு வருது அப்படின்னு श्रावण पौर्णमी पूर्वास्त शुक्रवारे விநாயக சதுர்த்தி எப்போ வரும்?
भाद्रपद मास चतुर्थ्य ब्राह्मणादि पूजितम्.
So there is always a reference point whenever Dikshidhar composes. It's not just even to the festivals, even to the specific offerings. So close to Ettayapuram is a little further down is Ramanathapuram. We all know Rameshwaram is one of the Jyotirlingams, and a lot of people travel as a part of a ritual for the forefathers. அதுக்கும் ஒரு சின்ன ரெஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்குது, காமித பலப்பிரத தேவம் அப்படின்னு. We all again know the story that Ramar on his trip to Sri Lanka to save Sita offered his pujas at Rameshwaram before embarking on his trip to Ayodhya. So there is a reference there. ஆமாம், ஃபஸ்ட் லைன்லேயே இருக்க ராமச்சந்திர பூஜிதம்னு இருக்குது ஃபஸ்ட் லைனில். ஸோ தெர் இஸ் அ ரெஃபரன்ஸ் தட் ராமா டிட் பூஜா டு அட் ராமேஸ்வரம், and that he was accompanied by his army of bears and monkeys. Kapi Brindadi Sannutam. Kapi na monkey. So, ella monkeys oda they have paid obeisance to the Lord Shiva before their crossing the ocean. Ocean na enna Rama Setu. So, Setu Madhya Gandhamadana Parvata Viharam. Who is the consort? Parvata Vardhini. Now, so when I say this is a song we sing, வாத்தியார் பாடி நெரோல் பாடி ரொம்ப அழகாக பாடி இருக்கோம் அந்த காலத்தில், இப்போவும் பாடுறோம். பட் எனிவே சார் பாடும்போது யூ டோன்ட் ஃபீல் லைக் சிங் ஆஃப்டர் தட். எனிவே அவ்வளோ பாப்புலரைஸ் பண்ண ஒரு பாட்டு. பட் இவ்வளோ விஷயங்கள் இருக்குங்கிறது நம்ம வி நீட் டு டேக் அ ரீலுக் அட் தீஸ் சாங்ஸ், அவ்வளோதான், வேறு ஒன்றும் இல்லை. அதர்வைஸ் யூ ஜஸ்ட் சிட் பேக் அண்ட் என்ஜாய் த சாங். Ramanadam Bhaje Ramachandra Pujitam We move a little north now to the grand temple of Srirangam, which is the largest temple complex surviving in the world. Am I right, Doctor? There was a larger temple, but it's not, it's an Angkor Wat. So, huge, maybe 200, 230 acres, very huge. We all have seen this. When இப்போ வைஷ்ணவால பார்த்தேன்னா the கோவில்னு சொன்னால் it is ஸ்ரீரங்கம் தான். All the Alvars have sung in this great temple. And the beauty of the composer is that Sri Ranganayakam, Ranganayaki Sametam பாடும்போது நாயகின்னு ராகமும் வந்துடுது. So he dovetails all his ragamudras in such beautiful ways. So there is he describes the temple in the Divya Vimanam, the Pranavakara Divya Vimanam this is the Vimanam, the temple which is started with gold. There's a reference here, Ganapati Samana Vishwaksenam. Now there is a Vishwaksenaku oru chinna oru vigraham irukku. Just you enter the temple. Now why has he to mention Vishwaksenam, and again later there is a reference to Aganita Suguna Gana Nata Vibhishanam. Now where is the thing about all our scriptures, all our these references is it's very subtle. There is no, very often you'll have to read it 3-4 times and try and look why did he include such names. Was it because we wanted that Vibhishanam, Gananata, Vibhishanam, Ghanatara, Kaustuba, Mani, so many nas coming in there, adhikaga Vibhishanam potara? Illa Pranavakaraka, Dvitiyakshara Prasam kondu varadhukaga Ganapati potara? Was it the need for bringing the prosody that he brought in these names? But no, there is a story behind this also. That after the war in Sri Lanka, we must go before that also. Brahma did puja to Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu has given this vigraham of himself to Lord Brahma, who did puja to that and handed it over to the Raghuvamsham. So that is why it is said Dinamani Kula Bhava Raghava Aradhanam, because as it came down from the dynasty Raghukula Raghuvamshathala puja pannina Ramar puja panninadu varla. Dinamani Kula Bhava Raghava Aradhanam. Why did he bring Dinamani? Dinamani means Suryan. So Surya Vamshathala vanda Raghava Aradhanam. This is the story that Brahma gave it to the dynasty of Raghuvamsha, in which Ramar did the puja to this Ranganatha idol. So the story doesn't end there. When Ramar was coming from Ayodhya, he came, coming from Sri Lanka to Ayodhya after the Pattabhishekam, which was attended by all the great people of that time, which included Vibhishana. Rama was very pleased with Vibhishana and said, ask me what you want. So Vibhishana said, I want this Ranganatha idol, I want to do puja to it. Now this was an idol which was puja was being done by all previous Dasharatha and before that all members of the dynasty. So Ramar was very happy to give it. He gave this idol to Vibhishana. So Vibhishana boarded his spice jet and was on his way to Sri Lanka. But then you see, it was Sayam Sandhya or Prata Sandhya, I don't know. He had to do his puja, ablutions, daily ablutions. So he came to the Kaveri Tatam, that is the banks of the river Kaveri, and he had to do his puja. Now he was carrying this idol, Sri Ranganath idol, which we do puja every day. He was holding in his hand. "Idu vechinde eppadi puja pandrathu?" So there was a little boy there, and he told him, "Please, will you hold this?" Now that little boy was Ganapati. So Ganapati was standing there and did not want this idol to go to Sri Lanka. See, these are all the Puranas or the legends associated with this song, which is so nicely indicated in Dikshitar's Kriti. So Ganapati, the little boy, did not want this idol to go to Sri Lanka. Inge irukono abdin solli. Okay, there is one corollary to this. Rama had told Vibhishana that if you lay this idol on the ground, it will remain. You cannot lift it after that. It will get settled there. So Vibhishana was in a quandary. Enna pandrathu? So he saw this young boy there. Hey payya, un kaila kudukuren. Keep it, hold it, don't allow it to touch the ground. But the boy who was Ganapati, he said, "Romba weight ah irukke, na evlo neram pudichukkiradhu?" Seri, நீ எவ்வளோ முடிஞ்சா பிடிச்சிக்கோ, ரொம்ப வெயிட்டாக தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா விபீஷணான்னு கூப்பிடு, நான் இந்த 3 தடவை கூப்பிடு, நான் இந்த காவேரியில் பூஜை பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பேன், ஐ வில் கம் அண்ட் ரிலீவ் யூ ஆஃப் யுவர் பர்டன். ஸோ he went, Vibhishana went to do his puja, and Ganapati did not want this idol to go to Sri Lanka. So he said, Vibhishana, he called it 3 times. Vibhishana couldn't hear it, so he kept it down. So because Vibhishana had said, "You must call me 3 times," கூப்பிட்டு நீ வரல, வச்சுட்டேன். Vibhishana came back. Where is the idol? வச்சுட்டேன், இனிமேல் நகர்த்த முடியாது. So Vibhishana is said to have got very angry and given one knock on Ganapati's forehead, which is now seen, I believe, as a scar in the Uchi Pulliyar in Trichy. Well, okay. So that is why there is the mention of Ganapati Samana Vishwaksenam அப்படின்னு நான் நினச்சிட்டு இருக்கேன். So that is why bring in Ganapati here. It's a Ranganadhar பற்றி பேசிட்டு இருக்கோம். So these are the possible சூக்ஷ்மமாக என்னெல்லாம் அவர் இதில் புகுத்தி இருக்காருங்கிறது we have to just try and analyze. Similarly, we bring in Vibhishana because of the story of, but of course, then Vibhishana was naturally quite upset. Sri Lanka, then Ranganatha Swami said, "Don't worry. Kudadisai mudiyai வைத்து குணதிசை பாதம் நீட்டி வடதிசை பின்பு காட்டி தென் திசை இலங்கை நோக்கி." நான் வட திசைக்கு என்னோட பின்னாடி காட்டிட்டு தென் திசை இலங்கையை நோக்கி உன்னை தான் பார்த்துட்டு இருப்பேன், நீ பயப்படாத, நீ போ அப்படின்னு ரங்கநாத சுவாமி கொடுத்து he still continuing to give us darshanam. Of course, throughout the song you will see references to how he is lying down in his how he is giving his darshanam to all his devotees. But let's go on to the beautiful song. Havaye hum ரங்கநாயகம் பாவையே ஹம் ரங்கநாயகம் பாவையே ஹம் ரங்கநாயகம் Kripabangam Ramadarangam Galiham Gadurangam Kripabangam Ramadarangam Shriranganayakam பதானிசேனம் மணிகூல பவரகவா ராகனம் தீனமணி கூல விபீஷணம் கரதர கௌசுபமணி விபூஷணமகணித சுகுண கனநத விபீஷணம் கனதர கௌசுபமணி விபூஷணம் குணி ஜனகிருத வேத பாராயணு குரு குகமுதித நாராயணம் கனதர கௌசுபமணி விபூஷணம் குணி ஜனகிருத வேத பாராயணு குரு குகமுதித நாராயணம் ஸ்ரீரங்கநாயகம் the magnificent gopurams of the temple. ரங்கநாதர் பற்றியே நிறைய பேசின்னு இருக்கலாம். ஜஸ்ட் ஆஸ் தி கோவில் அப்படின்னு வைஷ்ணவாளுக்கு கோவில்னு சொன்னால் எப்படி ரங்கநாதரோ, அதே போல் கோவில் அப்படின்னு சொன்னால் சிதம்பரம். சைவ சிவபக்தாளுக்கு சிதம்பரம் இஸ் தி டெம்பிள். Dikshidhar has composed the Panchalinga Kshetra Kritis, about which Vijay spoke also. The beauty of these Kritis is unparalleled. We have the Appulingam, Thiruvanakaval, Tejo in Thiruvannamalai, Agaya Lingam is Chidambaram, Prithvi Lingam is Kanchipuram, and Vayu Lingam is Kalahasti. These are the 5 Panchalinga Kshetrams on which Dikshidhar has composed, and this song Ananda Natana Prakasham, because Shiva Murti, there is the Nataraja Murti, the dancing god. So among the Chit Sabhesham, that is the Sabha, Chit Sabha. There are many Sabhas also. So adala Chit Sabha ingiradhu, that reference is there of the temple in this song. In the பாட்டில் திவ்ய பதஞ்சலி வியாகிரபாத தர்ஷித குஞ்சிதாப்ஜ சரணம் அப்படின்ட்டு. Now Patanjali and Vyagrapada were 2 saints. And the Tillai, the mangrove forests of Chidambaram, was where Shiva was Shiva was present. Patanjali, as we know, was born as a snake, and his mother, adu porakumbode, above torso is a man and below is that of a snake. So the path odna, his mother got so scared that she dropped the baby. That's why it's Pata Anjali அப்படின்னு அவருக்கு பேர். அவர் பூஜை பண்ணின க்ஷேத்திரம் இது. And later Vyagrapadar, who also came to, he used to do puja to the deity, and because he wanted to give the flowers early morning before other bees and birds come to the flowers, appadi சிவனுக்கு அப்படி பண்ணணும், அர்ச்சனை பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி, he was unable to do it, so he prayed to the Lord to give him the hands and feet of a tiger. So Vyagrapadar. So if you look at in the temple, you will find the pictures of Patanjali and Vyagrapadar in the frescoes also. This is the frescoes in the temple. Of course, the story goes that Shiva was so handsome that the rishis in that area, who later on became the mangrove trees later, they were so jealous of him, because their rishi patnigal were constantly attracted towards the Lord Shiva. So they sent an elephant, a tiger, adalame vanquished by Shiva and worn on his body. They sent Muyalagan, they sent an asura to kill Shiva, but Shiva danced on his body. So to say that is how the picturization of Lord Shiva at Chidambaram is done. So you have this Sardula Charmambaram Chidambaram, and we have a very unique mudra pointed out to me by my Guru Rajagopal here, is that Shri Kedaradi Kshetra Adharam. The Kedaradi Kshetra is not only the Kshetra mudra, but also but not of this Kshetram. He's talking of another Kshetram, but he has brought the name of Kedaram here. Then there is also this reference to the மூவாயிரம் முனிவர்கள், தில்லை மூவாயிரம் முனிவர்கள்னு சொல்லுவாங்களே, பாட்டிலேயே நிறைய பாட்டில் இருக்கு. அதில் பூசுராத்ரி சஹஸ்ர முனீஸ்வரம், the story goes that the 3000 sages were brought down to earth, and they continue today to administer the Tillai Chidambaram temple. So the Dikshidhars are there. So all this is what I infer, or as a person who looks at the song as a singer, so many things that we can learn, that Dikshidhar has put these as references to the song itself. Ananda Natana Prakasham. So, the divine dance, the cosmic dance of Lord Shiva is incorporated. Sangeeta Vadya Vinoda Tandava Jata Bahudhara Bheda Chodyam. The Lord who loves Sangeeta Vadya Vinoda Tandava Jata. And then Adila Kadashila Jatiyoda Mudiyardu. Natana Prakasham Ananda Natana Prakasham Chesabesham Ananda Natana Prakasham Chesabesham Natana Prakasham Chesabesham Ananda Natana Prakasham Chesabesham Ashayami Shivakama Vallesham Natana Prakasham Chesabesham Ashayami Shivakama Vallesham Dhanu Koti Koti Patanjali Vyagrapada Darshita Kunchitada Charanam Dina Jana Samrashana Charanam Divya Patanjali Vyagrapada Darshita Kunchitada Charanam Panini Sataka Januta Sanini Jam Tarida Samagama Pani Magada Janutaka Magamama Basani Jantari Pamagada Dingina Tomananda Nada आश्रयामि शिवकाम मल्लेशम् सीतायां जुगगाधरम् नीलकण्ठरम् श्रीकेदारदीक्षित आधारम् सीतायां जुगगाधरम् नीलकण्ठरम् श्रीकेदारदीक्षित आधारम् बोधेशं शार्दूलचर्माभरणं चिदम्बरं बोधेशं शार्दूलचर्माभरणं चिदम्बरं भूसुराद्रिसहस्रमुनीश्वरं विश्वेश्वरं भूसुराद्रिसहस्रमुनीश्वरं विश्वेश्वरं नवनीतहृदयं सदय गुरुगुगतादमद्यं वेदवेद्यम् नवनीतहृदयं सदय गुरुगुगतादमद्यं वेदवेद्यं वीतरागिणमप्रमेयाद्वैत प्रतिपाद्यं वीतरागिणमप्रमेयाद्वैत संगीतवाद्य विनोद तांडव जात बहुधर भेद चोद्यम संगीतवाद्य विनोद तांडव जात बहुधर भेद चोद्यम संगीतवाद्य विनोद तांडव जात बहुधर भेद चोद्यम आनिनि सदगजनुदसनिनि संतरिद समगबपारि मगदजनुदक मगममपसानिनि गजं तरिपा मगददिकिणतु आनिनि सदगजनुदसनिनि संतरिद समगबपारि मगदजनुदक मगममपसानिनि गजं तरिपा मगददिकिणतु गजं तरिपा मगददिकिण गजं तरिपा मगददिकिणतु आनन्द नडन प्रकाशं शेषवेषम् आश्रयामि शिवकाम There is a place near Tiruvarur called Kulikkarai, where Dikshidhar visited. And there was a person called Vaidyalingam, who was It's a private property. And he took care of Dikshidhar. அவர் வந்தப்போ நல்லா உபச்சாரம்லாம் பண்ணி அவர் இதெல்லாம் பாத பூஜை எல்லாம் பண்ணி he took care of him. He also wanted Dikshidhar to compose a song on him. So there is a reference that Dikshidhar would never compose on humans. So he composed a Raga Malikai, Sri Vishwanatham, in 14 ragams. In the last ragam he put it as Vaidyalinga Bhupalam, Bhupala Palam. So Vaidyalinga, he refers to the Lord. Bhupala, the one who takes care of the earth. Bhupala Palam. And so intelligently gave the Raga Mudra also in the process. This was on the Kshetram called Kuikkerai. I am told that, I have not visited it, I am told that the place is in ruins now because nobody is taking care of the place. I don't know about it, but I saw that, I was told that it was not being maintained properly. Kuikkerai is also a place which was visited by Dikshidhar, so I thought I will sing a song, Annapurne Visalakshi, because there is a Gartatira Viharini அப்படின்னு ஒரு reference இருக்கு. It is supposed to be a place where people used to be cured of leprosy. So maybe that is where the reference comes that Unnada Gartha Tira Viharini Omkarini அப்படின்னு வருது அந்த ரெஃபரன்ஸில். And also towards the end you can see Kaya Jadi Rakshana Nipunatare. Probably there is a reference to how it takes care of the body. Kaya means body. So maybe there is a reference to that also. But there is a better reference in another song composed by Dikshidhar on the same Vishwanatha, it's called Madhya Kashi, because the legend goes that you do puja in Madhya Kashi in Kuikkerai, it's equivalent to your having gone to the original Kashi. The reference is in Kashi Vishweshwara in Kambhoji. He says Kashi Kshetra Sadrishadika Phaladam. Adala Kushta Rogapaha Gartatira. So the reference is in Gartatira, which is Kuikkerai. Kushta Rogadi Apaha, to means it removes the Kushta Rogam. அப்படின்னு இந்த பாட்டில் அப்படி டைரெக்டாக ரெஃபரன்ஸ் இல்லாட்டாலும் உன்னத கர்த்ததீர விஹாரிணின்னு ரெஃபரன்ஸ் வந்துட்டு அப்புறமா அந்த காய ஜாதி ரக்ஷண நிபுணத்தரேன்னு இருக்குது. அஃப்கோர்ஸ் அந்த காலத்தில் தி பூஜை வாஸ் Payasana Purita Manikya. The description of the Lord and the offerings to her are mentioned in the song. We'll sing the song now. Annapurne Vishalakshi Annapurne Vishalakshi Annapurne Vishalakshi Annapurne Vishalakshi Annapurne Vishalakshi Raksha Akhila Bhuvana Sakshi Akhila Bhuvana Sakshi Katakshi Annapurne Vishalakshi Raksha 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 Akhila Bhuvana Sakshi Katakshi Annapurne Vishalakshi त्रिभुवन साक्षी कटाक्षे अन्नपूर्णे विशालाक्षी 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 So this is the last song. Another of the Panchalakshetra Kritis in Thiru Aanekaval, said to have been influenced by the Dikshidhar when he listened to the Drupad style of songs in Kashi. The raga that he has selected also reflects the lingam, Appu Lingam. So he has selected Yamuna Kalyani. Beautiful song. The story goes that Parvati came down to do puja to the lingam. Lord Shiva is not seen as a consort but more as a guru. Not as a husband to the goddess, but as a guru to the goddess. That's why it says Parvataja Pujita Appulinga Vibho. Parvataja is Parvati, the daughter of Parvata. Pujita Appulinga Vibho means she has done puja to this lingam. Which is why sometimes in the festivals you might see that the priest comes dressed in a sari in Thiru Aanekaval. Thiru Aanekaval is, now it is Thiru Aanekkan சொல்றாங்க. Thiru Aanekkovil is because of the predominance of elephants in the forest. Now there are no forests and therefore no elephants also. Now there is no water also, I am told. But anyway, there was a period when there was water, there were forests, and there were elephants in that forest. And the story goes that two ganas in Kailash, what is their name? Malyavan. Pushpadanta and Malyavan. They were the two ganas in Kailasa, constantly fighting with each other. We see these fights today also. But those fights were for who is to do puja to Shiva first. Andamari fight da. They were such great bhaktas of Lord Shiva that they wanted to do puja to Lord Shiva. Nada modala panna appadinu they were always fighting. So in a fit of rage, one of the two cursed to the other, you must be born as a elephant. And the Kalatula, it was if somebody cursed, it was to be born on the earth as something. Anyway, so Malyavan cursed Pushpadanta, you must become one of the two. I don't know who was the elephant, who was a spider. One of them was an elephant, one was a spider. And the one who was to be born as an elephant cursed the other. I will curse you as to be born as a spider. So the story goes that they were born and they didn't leave their practice of doing puja to Lord Shiva. So here also they continued. So every day the spider woke up to find out that there was a web. There was too much of water on the Shiva Lingam. Another Appu Lingam per vandado theriyala. Anyway, there was a lot of water on the lingam. So he said somebody is desecrating this shrine. So he covered the lingam with a web. So the next day the elephant will come, find that somebody has covered the lingam with the web, remove the web, again pour water. This went on for a few days till one day both of them came at the same time apparently. The spider saw that the elephant was pouring water on the web that he had created to protect the lingam. So he got so enraged, he entered the trunk of the elephant, and this caused allergic rhinitis. So it caused some sort of an allergy. The spider bit the elephant. The elephant sneezed and both died. Died na moksham kadachirukku rendu perukum. So the story goes that afterwards the Ko-Shenkot Cholan, who was born as the king later as another avataram of one of them, the spider, built this temple in such a way that no elephant can enter this temple. So the king said to be an avataram of the spider, and the paya rivalry vechikittu he built the temple so that no elephant can enter. So that is visible today, but of course today there are no elephants to enter, but it's like that. So there's also a story of that Sthala Vriksha of the Jambu Noru. Jambu Paten per vardu. Jambu is the name of a rishi there, and the tree grew on top of his. I believe he used to do the archana with the seeds, and the seeds were thrown back by Lord Shiva on his head, and they sprouted. So that is the story of the Sthala Vriksha, which is still the photo is there of the Sthala Vriksha there. So he manifests in the forest inhabited by elephants. That is Samajada Vinalaya Swayambho abdingra reference. This is the temple. This is the story of this temple embedded in a sculpture in the temple itself. This is a priest wearing a sari doing the puja to the Lord. Jambu Munivar and the naval tree. Naval Padamdanga was the seed which was done as the archana by the Jambu Munivar. So let's sing the song. सकल देवन मन जनादि सकल देवन मन Samadhini Shivakalpagadharvani Vikalpak Samadhini Shivakalpagadharvani Nirvishesha Chaitanya Nirajana Guru Gurani Vikalpak Singing this song is like singing a marathon, running in a marathon. It is actually quite... People think that singing a fast song is easy, is difficult. Actually, singing this type of song is also quite taxing. Anyway, so you can see the movement of the raga in this. It's more like a bhajan. The Hindustani Dhrupad influence can be seen in the way it is sung today. And so that brings us to the end of this talk, and I am so happy that all of you stayed on. This is sponsored by the foundation, KV Ponnammal Endowment, through which we are conducting these series of lectures every Sunday, first Sunday of every month. This was, of course, a sudden arrangement that I just decided to talk today. We will be having continuous lectures every first Sunday of every month, and we have our Lekdem Mela on the 9th and 10th of December. It's a Saturday and Sunday. We, as you all know, we focus on lecture demonstrations in order for us to learn more on the intricacies of the various compositions and whatever goes up to make our great history and tradition of our music. So Lekdem Mela, we are featuring a lot of great musicologists and speakers. So please do attend. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor. I have the pleasure of inviting Mrs. Chitra Madhavan just to sum it up for us, because she is an excellent speaker in the subject too. I would like to have her inputs on this lecture. Just please stay back.
Had I known she was coming, I might not have been accepted to speak. because she's an authority on temples and I'm just a musician.
A very good morning to all of you. And what a wonderful morning this has been. I think you'll all agree with me. So profound, full of music, full of knowledge. And here we are just soaking it all in. You have just paid me a very big compliment, sir. Thank you very much. But let me tell you how ignorant I felt today learning so much from you. You know, I forgot to bring a pen and paper, greatest mistake that I made. But I have a cell phone with me, and you should see the notes that I have taken. This will be transcribed.
I'm blessed.
Thank you so much. It's just that, you know, we have this wonderful country called India with a history going back 5,000 years. And we are all looking at it from different angles. Those of us who are interested in its heritage, culture, and in the Indology, we look at it from the perspective of a musician, some from as a dancer, people like me from angle of history, art, architecture, etc. But honestly, it's a whole. We have to know a little of each, and yoga and everything else, to be able to appreciate its fullness. You can see today how a combination of tradition and music and Sanskrit and a great composer and the kshetras, everything just gelled. It just absolutely came together. And those little nuances that Muthuswami Dikshitar has introduced in each of his compositions, unless explained to us and sung in tandem by a group of very good musicians, we would never ever connect. You know, this place called Kazhumalai, those of us who haven't been there have really missed something. It's a small town, just an overgrown village, about 80 kilometers from Madurai. And there sits a rocky outcrop. It's granite. And in the 7th century, these great Pandyan sculptors have gone there and made a cave temple. You know, they're with very basic implements. They've created a cave temple in which there is Subramanya, of which Dikshitar has sung so very beautifully. You see, this is where everything comes together. So they've made a hole in that granite outcrop. They've created a temple. It's called a rock-cut cave temple. And there, they didn't make that Subramanya Swami's image separately and bring it and keep it in the temple. They made it out of that rock itself, with Valli next to him, with Devasena next to him, and Muruga seated on the peacock. Everything is out of the living rock itself. And there Muthuswami Dikshitar has gone, so 1,000 years later, and he has composed this song, mentioned the festival, given the name of Kazhumalai in Sanskritam. He's done all of that. And today it's a revelation. I didn't know about the festival. I didn't know about the Sanskrit name of Kazhumalai, having gone there so many times. So this is where it really, really all comes together. And on Srirangam, you waxed eloquent what a kshetram it is, and Chidambaram as well, and Jambukeshwaram, everything. One could go on and on. I really didn't want them to stop at all. When you said this was the last song, I felt a little bad. I wish you could have continued for another 1 hour, and I know I speak for the audience when I say this. So thank you all very much, and Mrs. Usha Bharadwaj as well for grooming these two youngsters along. The Guru's Kataksham is there, I can see. Thank you all so much.
So the summing up has also made it very beautiful today. We are all blessed to be here. And may I call upon Mr. Vishwanathan to please come and give away our token of appreciation to the artist Kumbakonam
He's from the family
Swaminathan.
of the K.V. Ponnammal Foundation. K.V. Ponnammal's son.
Our thanks are due to R.K. Sri Ramakrishnan. May I request him to please come and accept our token of love to him. Thank you all.